We must not underestimate the interest and what this qualification is going to do for the country. We must also be honest and say the noise they made for the Springboks, they must do it for this Bafana Bafana squad.
100%.
FIFA didn't wake up yesterday and said, tomorrow you're going to play. So you're not caught by surprise. You know that you're going to play. You know you're going to go to AFCON in December. You plan for it.
You're representing COSAFA
Yes.
and SECAFA.
Yes.
This is almost 30 countries.
Jumbo Africa. Well, we are back with African Football Connect. This time around, we are coming live from Mbombela. Hey.
Stress-free.
Zenzeke izinto.
Stress-free.
You know what?
Yeah.
If you told me that we would be here celebrating Bafana Bafana's qualification in the manner that it is happening, gents, because, I mean, what happened at Moses Mabhida Stadium, Zizo will tell you about our trip. Me and this man.
You went past the Jugu there.
We were driving through Newcastle, Ulundi,
And then you decided to leave me behind.
We always have a way of connecting. I know that guy is not here. Greg Etafia.
Coach Greg, yeah.
Coach Greg. You know
I hope
my niece is
fine.
Nigerian. My niece is Nigerian, gents. I'm not lying. My niece is Nigerian, yeah.
I hope he's fine, coach. Maybe the sugar has gone up a little bit.
No, but I mean, from what I understand, people have been saying a lot of things, that Nigeria is going to do this when South Africa is leading. But for me, especially when the issue of the Eritrea, and one disappointment was to pick up yesterday that not a lot of people understand this issue of Eritrea and how the withdrawal of Eritrea has also influenced how the standings for the playoffs were going to finish. And mind you, the circular coming from CAF was out from March already. So this is not something that was new. In this case, but I must say credit to Nigeria going for it. What is your reaction, gents? For me, I really don't know, and that's why, Coach Hugo, you were there in the press conference, and we had to do that. You know, give him a standing ovation, clapping the hands for him, because in 24 years, gents,
2002.
You were there. You are the Madala in this case.
He was a junior reporter.
But gents, I think let me just allow you. Because now I'm just sharing my emotions, everything when it comes to this. You know, this is what it means to us, covering this.
Yeah, it's very, very significant. I mean, I was talking to one of the junior reporters there that it's been almost 24 years. And the guy, I don't know where or what was it.
Were you an intern back then?
Yeah, well, I was still very young. You know, so I think it's good getting back to the Nigeria issue. It's important that they went for it, and I think it was also important that Nigeria beat Lesotho in Polokwane, because they dropped points there. It could have brought a different dimension to this thing. Because them beating Lesotho meant that they are still in the hunt, and they are still in the hunt because they are going to the playoffs now, and they had something to play for. And they did the job, and we did the job, and then, and I mean, in the situation that they were, that they had to score 4 goals. It's not easy to score 4 goals against a team that is equally in the hunt also.
Correct.
So, Victor Onisman did a hat-trick in a critical match like this.
What a player.
You can see in some of the matches that they missed when he was not available, especially against RCA. It was a big miss for them. It's a big player for them. I know the issues around him and him being sort of a prima donna and that kind of stuff. There's always stuff around him, whether he's available or he's not available. But he's a big player for them, and he pulled through for them today. If they go to the World Cup, part of the credit should go to him. They did well. And they helped us, Can you imagine? I was waiting for the day that the Nigerians will say you qualify for the World Cup because of us. And we did. Yeah. But that's just how the dynamic of the group worked themselves out. And we're here, we're happy to qualify for the World Cup. And, I guess also I like what the coach has said, that first is AFCON and then we go to World Cup. I'm quite happy that we got the job done. There's been instances in the past where South Africa failed to do the job themselves.
Yes.
Even when
yes.
other people have sort of put them in a better position. So everything is done, clean job. They went in there, took their money and left the scene with no blood stains on the floor. So it's good. I'm happy that we are going to the World Cup.
We're celebrating the Super Eagles on making the playoffs, but I think the focus has to be on Bafana Bafana.
Absolutely.
We go to what happened at Moses Mabhida Stadium. There was an element of doubt that is starting to creep in from last week, and I think one of the things that we've been saying, even in the match day -1 yesterday, I saw the facial expression of the coach and I was like, I don't like this. How do you just respond to the past 48 hours?
You know, after the Zimbabwe game, I saw a totally different Hugo Broos. I mean, I've never seen him looking that dejected. He's always calm, you know, he's always a coach that sort of gives confidence to the players.
Sure.
But on Friday night, he looked dejected, you know. And I think I felt players would feed off that kind of energy. And he did say that after the game, it felt like a funeral at their team hotel. But the interesting thing is he speaks of mentality and he says, by Saturday, Sunday, I began to see a different team, you know, a shift in the mentality of the players, and just to say, let's do our part. If Nigeria wins their game, then so be it, but we're going to do our part. This is the first time that this Rwanda team concedes 3 goals in a game.
Oh, yeah. They don't concede a lot,
concede too many games, too many goals. This is the first time they concede 3 goals, and I think that early goal that Talent Mbata scored was very, very important. And maybe that also just that change that Hugo Broos made to bring in Talente instead of Yaya Stole or Opas.
And all South African-based starting lineup, eh?
Yeah, quite interesting. In the first leg, you felt Bafana got to, you know, just outside the 18-yard box a lot, but they couldn't take those shots against Zimbabwe. But Talente does it all the time. I mean, he's got a number of goals from outside the box with his shots. That goal set the tone. That early goal set the tone and say to them, we can do this. And I think that was important, just to, you know, for them to build on that and eventually get 3 goals against a Rwanda team that hardly concedes. So kudos to Bafana Bafana.
Yeah. Now that Mtho is saying this, because at the beginning of the camp, we lost Ikram Reyners. And coming to this game, we lost our leading striker as well, Lyle Foster. And people were talking all sorts of things, the doubts, evidence Mahopa this, evidence Mahopa that. Evidence Mahopa, we were all in Cote d'Ivoire, and we saw how the coach embraced having a striker of Mahopa's caliber. And when he returned back, Coach Jose Rivero even kept on believing in Mahopa. And today, he scored the 3rd goal. I mean, Zuzo losing Reyners, Foster, but still we fired with 3 goals. How did you read this situation? Was you would start to be concerned that, hey, why are we losing our key players?
Yeah, it is a bit of a worry. Obviously, I will say it again that I hope the Reyners issue is not too serious. That we are going to lose him for a period of time.
Let me tell you, that one.
It's a bit tricky.
No, that one. We will leave it for those.
Just do a special show for it.
We know it, but it needs a serious attention.
Yeah, you know, obviously, the Foster, I'm sure he will be back. It was just more of a precaution than anything really. But Mahopa is a classic example of a player that you must always be ready. When you're called up, when there's a crisis, you must be ready, and you must deliver. And with this goal today, he's going to AFCON. With this performance today, I'm sure he's going to AFCON. He was the previous AFCON. You know, he performed a duty which the coach wanted him to perform. As you say, that I think the team was well balanced. I didn't have any qualms, and I also sort of liked where what he did with Morena, more on the right, because Nkota in the last match, he didn't really quite give us much. Sometimes when a player is being put on a bench, it's not because he really had a bad game. It's just maybe to try and give him the confidence back and that kind of thing. So I think it was a well set up team. Pepela Stoll also coming back for the national team after a while. Maybe against Zimbabwe was not at his best, and I'm sure he understood the decision of them taking him out. I was shocked that he went with talent rather than Obas, because he prefers Obas. But I mean, as Mtho has mentioned, maybe
we saw this even in the Zimbabwe game, that the guys were taking shots, some of them, or even Obas would be in a good position to take shots. He doesn't take a shot, and there's no accuracy in the shots that were taken as well.
They must have seen during the analysis that maybe this guy struggles with long shots. And then he's a guy who, when opportunity presents itself, he can take the shots. And I mean, they did well. You could see, even Apulis from time to time on the edge of the box, he would cut in and try and, so maybe that was the game plan for them to say, let's test this guy constantly. We'll run a shot. And it worked. I mean, in a situation like this, you score the first goal to sort of settle the nerves, and then you score another one quick. Then I'm sure they were getting messages on the other side that Nigeria was also scoring. So there's the dynamic, and the dynamic for the group was just too perfect for South Africa, and they didn't miss a step anyway along the way. They did a clean job, and I'm just happy also for Coach Hugo Broos, because in a way, though some people disagree with him a lot in terms of his selections, but we're qualified.
But you guys were in the press conference, so maybe let's also play what the coach said. I liked what he said. Play what he said about his selection criteria.
First, you are very lucky that this is the first of many who will follow this tonight, because this is really a fantastic evening for everyone. This is not only the coach. I'm part of it. This is a team who worked for the last 3 years to have all those performances and nice moments. I can't forget my staff, because they helped me a lot, especially Helman. You all know that I like him very much. So without him, we shouldn't achieve that. But it's not only my staff. It's also the medical staff who work day and night to have the players ready to do big performances. The kit manager, the security manager, the team manager. We are a bunch of people, him also, I don't forget you. So we are a bunch of people who have only one goal, and that is doing good performances and winning things. And I think this is not a work for me alone. I insist also to see what the players did in the last 3 years. And I know you are not always agreed with the choices I made. And I said already that I make on different criteria choices than you do. For me, it's important to have a player with quality, first of all, a player with the right mentality, secondly, and a player who can do what I ask him. And till now, I always succeed to do it. Even you thought that this one or this one or this one needed a chance. It's not like this that you build a team. It's not like this that you have performances. You need a plan, and you need to keep you on the plan, because you know that this is the right way. And this is what we did in the last 3 years. This is fantastic, not only for us as coach or player or whatever, but for all the nation. I heard somebody saying on the pitch after the game, everybody laughed with Bafana Bafana. We were a joke, and now we are there. We are on a high level, and everybody respects us. And this again is not the work only for me. So At last, I think that this is something that this nation needed. To believe in themselves. That was the most important thing. And I remember my first year here, nobody believed in them. And it is difficult then because those guys, they are reading also things that were written. They are hearing also things that were said. And then it's very difficult. But secondly, we didn't really have a team. For me, it was looking for the right players with the right mentality. And I know that, certainly in the beginning and the first year, that for you as media, it was very difficult to understand what I was doing. And if I can give you an advice, judge players on the performance and not on the team where they're playing in or because they are nice guys. This is a world of professional football. There are no presents, there are no gifts. You have to earn them. And this is something, after 1 year, don't ask me why, but suddenly, there it was. Suddenly we had a team. Suddenly, players understood what I wanted. Suddenly players knew that you have to work very hard to perform and to achieve something. And that was for me when I went to games to look for players. For me, the first thing I saw was the mentality on the pitch. The rest, okay. I will see it later. But just that man has the right mentality. And I think that was the right way to do it. And now you see that certainly in the national team, there is a fantastic mentality of winners. They want to win. They want to work hard if we have to work hard. So this is the right mentality, and again you achieve things with that. You see it today also. Very difficult situation.
I felt that in this press conference today, he really went in terms of
almost about 30 minutes.
Yes, in terms of what makes his selection criteria and also the issue of mentality. What did you make of that?
Very interesting. I mean, and I think you can see how he has built this team. And I remember when he came, I had an interview with Leslie Angwe, Cameroon journalist, and he said to me, the one thing Hugo Broos will do is he will instill confidence and he will transform the mentality of the players, into. I mean, he says that when he came, he felt players were coming into camp as they felt they were going for holiday. We're going away from the club, we're going to the national team, just to relax and
get the match bonus.
Yeah, get the match bonus.
And he even says, I stopped
quick
training.
60K,
I stopped training and I said to the players, listen, we're here to work. We're here to work. And you can see that's the mentality that these players, I mean, it's going 24 games without a loss is no child's play. It's an incredible record that they've achieved. And I think it takes a certain mentality, which is what these players have. And I think what that has done is whichever player comes into this team, even if they are new, they literally just fit in because there is it's a structured team, there is the right mentality, and it sort of wraps up onto anyone who comes in. I mean, Kulmani Ndamane didn't put any foot wrong.
Good game,
against Nigeria. Samgelo Kabini played as if
Lesotho,
I must interject there. I must really come in because you are mentioning very good young boys straight from the school of TS Galaxy. And I was so proud to see a club chairman it's not every day you see this happening around Bafana. A club chairman on the ground today, Tim Sukazi, also a PSL Excom member, and I think that was a very important message there.
I also saw David Makasho from Swallows and now
yes.
Appington. So it also talks to the interest that Bafana has generated over the last while. There was a time when nobody cared about Bafana. I mean, there were matches where it was just journalists and a few other guys on the stands. Nobody cared whether they won or they lost, and the spirit is back now. And we must not underestimate the interest and what this qualification is going to do for the country. We must also be honest and say the noise they made for the Springboks, they must do it for this Bafana Bafana.
100%.
That thing of what DNA stuff must come here now. Let's make noise. Let's back these guys. I hope they have a good AFCON, because then you need to take the momentum of AFCON to the World Cup. But this is huge.
Because to be honest, Rugby World Cup and Hugo World Cup, you can't even compare.
You can't. You really can't.
No, I mean, it's,
but also it's up to SAFA to really sit and come up with this, because the rugby and the cricket people, they come up with these things to galvanize the country, to back the
But this is where now, because I learned about something very sad, very, very sad, that the staff members at Bafana Bafana have not been paid for the past 3 camps. These are the things that we don't need.
They mustn't happen.
We don't need these things, especially going to crucial, because let's say these guys were not patriotic, they would have messed up things.
They will drop the tools.
They'll drop, and these are people who are key. And I think the minister, if he's listening to this, these things cannot continue to happen. Because now we're going to say that this team is achieving in spite of.
And let's sort out the bonuses, Let's sort out the bonuses early. We don't want problems.
I don't think.
Of course,
But Mtho, how important is to sort out these things? Because these things are critical, because it might look like, okay, no, we'll just sort out players only, but the staff is equally important. And also, I don't think the issue of the bonuses for the players for qualifying is even something that has been discussed or finalized. That's going to be another problem.
Look, I think it's important because I think that's what drives people to want to continue to do something. That extra motivation. But also, it says you're organized. You know very well you are going to play 10 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. You've got to be able to plan to say, these are the finances, this is how we're going to remunerate the staff and the players. I mean, FIFA didn't wake up yesterday and said, tomorrow you're going to play. So you're not caught by surprise. You know that you're going to play. You know you're going to go to AFCON in December. You plan for it, You make sure there is funds for that. If there is no funds, for whatsoever reason, you should be able to communicate to say, listen, this is how we're going to pay you. Your money will come in March, in February, or whatever. But the most important is communication.
Because three camps.
Yeah.
When we talk about 3 camps now, it means you're talking about June, you're talking about September. In fact, no, actually, it means that you're going back to March. You understand?
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yes.
And also,
where things almost went wrong.
And also, the other thing that we must also consider, the backroom staff suffer with the players.
Yes.
They travel with these players. I mean, they still spend an extended period of time away from home with these players. They are there. The challenges that the players go through, the backroom staff suffer the very same thing. The only difference is that they don't wake up in the morning and go and train. But they make sure that the players have got a conducive environment to be able to perform. So if you pay the players, also pay the backroom staff, because it's very important. You don't want a situation where the other group is happy and the other one is not happy. It's just not right. It's just not right. They must sort it out.
But I just want us to look at this group, because this group was very different over the weekend. I mean, when you look at this situation and you look at Bafana Bafana finishing with 18 points, but it's a familiar sport because Bafana Bafana have been there until our points were taken away from us. Something that really
Should not have happened.
How do you deal with that? Not that we've qualified.
And also the interesting thing about this group today, when the matches started,
Yeah.
Benin was on top of the log
Yes.
for 2 minutes.
For 2 minutes.
That's it. And then when the final whistle blew, they were third and completely eliminated them from the race.
Completely.
It's just interesting how the dynamics work themselves out. I think they should have tried, man, to take the game to Nigeria, but also going into this match, they have not travelled well. Let's be honest, and we have discussed in the past.
We discussed this.
They are poor travellers, and it has caught up with them. And unfortunately, it caught up with them at a very critical stage. And it also goes back to that thing of countries that are not playing their matches back at home. That's a bit of a challenge because they were playing their matches in Cote d'Ivoire. So that's a problem. It's a real problem for them.
Yeah. Just to jump into that question about how do you deal with this issue of yellow cards, and I think it's collective. I think from the CEO, right? You must be able to interpret the rules and be able to lay them down to the team manager and whoever is involved. And the coach must be able to know before a game that, listen, this player is not available. But the most important thing is to read the rules, and that's why the problem is, because before a game, you will know that player X has yellow cards.
100%.
But the issue now is knowing the rules.
Knowing the rules, because you're competing in different competitions.
Yeah.
There's the AFCON here that operates differently. There's the World Cup. And also you must understand all these dynamics.
Absolutely.
And I think for me, and this is a discussion that we've had, it also talks to how short-staffed SAFA is. Where
Capacity.
the lack of capacity. You find someone doing 5 jobs. We won. Because
And it's not been paid.
you understand. So these things no.
It's
not for a World Cup bounty.
No, you can't. You can't work like that. I think SAFA's challenges are well documented. We know about them, but it's not an excuse for them to be poor.
Sure.
Whoever is there, or short-staffed or not short-staffed, these days they say do less with more, do more with less. You have to do it. Otherwise, then they don't deserve to be there.
No. And also, I mean, we've been saying these things.
We can't be sitting here.
We've got brothers and sisters graduated in sports management, working at Steers and KFC.
Yeah, while they can come and do this.
You understand?
Yeah.
So,
And by the way, today there were 3 yellow cards. You take the notes. Must take the notes,
Take the notes, So, but now, how do we look forward now to? Oh, okay. I think before we talk about this, guys, because Coach Hugo, longest serving Bafana Bafana coach, 4 years. I know he's not won the AFCON, but I think I'm tempted to say, okay, until he wins the AFCON with us. But he's won the AFCON, man, with Cameroon.
with Cameroon.
You know,
Yeah.
I think it's the greatest coach who's coached us.
Yeah, well, Clive Barker from the grave will have something to say about that. But
Okay,
surely,
okay. I think I wanted to say until he's won the AFCON with us.
Yeah, I think it's safe
But
to say
it's the second.
definitely one of the best coaches that has coached this national team.
Second best.
In terms of
Yes.
numbers and that
Yes,
kind of thing,
yes.
and achievements and stuff. And also, sometimes you need to look at the impact that the person has had.
He has had,
He has had a massive impact on our football. The things that he has done, we have not always agreed with him, which is normal.
I understand today. But he answered us today. In terms of everything, he answered us today.
Yeah, there were still those who will still disagree with him. It's normal. And a football national coach will never satisfy everybody. It's important that he does things his own way, and we continue to move. I think he will know himself that there's a big AFCON coming. It will really be a dampener if Bafana goes to AFCON and don't do well there. It will also be a dampener if we go to the World Cup and we don't do well there. What is ahead of him actually will be more difficult than what has been done.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you become the victim of your own success.
Yes.
When you're there, staying there is even more difficult. But
Yes.
he has done well.
You know, I'm remembering the first day we arrived in Ivory Coast and Nigerian journalists saying, you guys will be packing after 2 weeks and going back home. and
know.
lo and behold, Bafana went all the way. But this time around, they won't be saying that.
Yeah.
They won't be saying that.
They
And
will
we
be
almost
respecting
knocked them out even then.
Yeah.
Nigeria.
But also that's a problem because now Bafana Bafana must know they're going to take it on their back.
Yeah.
People, I'm sure now the analysts are looking at taking all the videos and all the stuff and saying, hey, what's going to happen here? Because now we are definitely one of the teams to watch at AFCON, which is good. I think it's a big challenge for these players that they must know now that we are once again the big boys on the continent, and which is the stage where Bafana have messed around a lot over the last few years.
Yeah, if I can just give you, pick any 3 players who were standout players from this Bafana World Cup qualifying campaign. I know it's not easy.
For me, I'll go Tebza. I think Tebza was immense.
The evergreen.
Yeah, Tebza Ghana was good. Ronan Williams, a player with the responsibility of leading. I think we also benefited a lot from Champions League experience from Rwanda. Who else? Who else? Oh, yeah, those 2 for now. Because also I must not be blamed for picking Standout players.
Look, for me...
Hold that thought, I'm coming to that point.
Look, for me, Talent Mbata.
Yes.
I think you look at look at the goal and
Yes.
each time he has played, he's not been in the national team for too long.
Yes.
But he's a midfielder.
Yes. And I must say, I must allow you, because there was a stage where the AFCON qualifying campaign was also overlapping.
Yes.
So they were going on like this.
True.
So I'm going to allow you, when you talk about this qualification campaign, don't rule out or don't put the AFCON one, because it was like this.
Yeah,
and to what you are saying, the goal in South Sudan, the goal at Orlando Stadium.
Yeah, Orlando Stadium.
And those are winning goals. The goal against Rwanda was a goal that set the tone. So for me, he would be the first. Tebza has been immense. He's literally played every game, even when he was not supposed to play.
Yeah, he played while he was supposed to play.
That's how important it is.
That's how important. But we feel the beautiful.
Against Lesotho,
We're laughing about it now.
when you don't even need him, against Lesotho, so he's been very important. But I think Ronan has also been outstanding, not just as a goalkeeper, but also as a leader. When things are bad, Ronan steps forward and says, "Listen."
Yes.
He takes responsibility and
There was a moment in the match today, I think the ball was out and he went across to speak to Talent, but I don't know what was happening there. And you could listen, you could see the attentiveness of Talent, but who was listening to him. Because also a goalkeeper sees a game differently, so he can give you very good feedback. So he commands respect from the boys, and he's quite key.
I'll tell you what, we were doing some shots for SABC last week, and now we're just having the short questions with the players, especially the younger ones. So asking who's the most serious player? At a skipper, At a skipper, A skipper. They say, hey, when skipper speaks, we listen. And there was a question that was even asked by Temba today. You've counted how many players?
I've counted 3.
3.
I've counted Talente, I've counted Tebza, I've counted Ronan. I'm even tempted to count Khuliso Mudawi as well.
Khuliso Mudawi.
He's been immense as well.
And have you noticed how the coach also keeps on going to Morena? And interesting that we spoke to Morena about him being a utility. And he says actually it was Middendorp who introduced him to that role. But he says what he likes about that role, being a utility, that he's guaranteed game time.
He's
You
gonna
know?
play. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, go back to the AFCON.
Yeah.
After we fumbled the first game, the coach brought in Mokoena, then he didn't change his starting lineup.
Didn't change the starting lineup.
You know?
But also remember those 2 goals against Zimbabwe in Bloemfontein. Eh? Very, very important goals. That game was 1-0 at half time. He comes in the second half and
He scores 2.
it scores 2 goals, changed the game, gets the 3 points, and
Yeah.
very important.
So I think now one of the things as we conclude here is the financial windfall or the commercial support that
Also
is
for the-
coming Bafana Bafana's way.
And for the clubs.
Exactly. And this is besides the clubs are also benefiting
Yeah,
just in
absolutely.
the qualifiers. This is besides the 10 million USD that we would like to see.
So
going
everyone
to
should be
football
paid. Eh?
and going to Bafana and the players. You know?
You must send Mukwanas there to get that money. They are going to eat these people. They must not eat that money. Preparation for the team.
What team? Who's in Buenos?
You are going to go to Mukwanas become must bring the camouflage and guard this money. You know the story.
But because you already, you can see, I think in the next week or 2, we are going to see the new technical sponsor, even though it's not going to be there at the AFCON.
Told is that one.
Eh?
It's not the one that people are expecting.
Yeah?
Eh?
Leader, you
No, it's
saying,
something else. No,
Chairman?
Eh?
no, it's something else. You are going to stop.
You.
But
I'm told this one, another one from Germany.
another one from Germany. Hey, what?
No, but
There are only 2 from Germany.
No, I don't know. If my guy, I've been reliably informed that this may go. It's not done, but it's more likely.
no, leader.
I think the cross have been the I's have been dotted
No, but guys,
and the
you
T's have
see,
been crossed.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. These things change
Yeah,
all the time.
well, in the church, whatever happens, I think
These things change all the time. But,
with the people that they are talking to now, you know that going forward we'll have the right stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
no, because-
yes, because yesterday we were training, so that I'm not seeing something that I'm seeing now. There's something that I'm seeing now. If you saw, there was a ball there at training.
Yeah, I saw a ball. Eh?
Yeah.
That's why I'm lifting my shoe. I
There
mean,
was
that
a ball
ball.
there at training.
You see,
That
that ball.
delivery came early.
Well, maybe things have changed, but
That ball looks like this.
is it?
It looked exactly like this.
Yeah, they say it's from Germany. So,
Yeah.
so
But
let's see how it goes.
But what I'm saying is, this is very interesting for me because I hear that there's even more. I hear there's even some banks that are looking to enter the space now. And this is the power that comes with qualifying for the World Cup.
Look, you know my other passion.
Yes.
There's no better PR for a football team
Yes.
than winning games. You can.
It's like that team from Lena Road. They win just 3 games, then they're selling out all the games.
You can do all gimmicks. If you're not winning games, nothing comes out.
And also now, sponsors, I'm sure they were sitting on the wings waiting to see what happens with the World Cup.
Yes.
It's not right that people will just come rushing because the team is qualified for the World Cup.
Yes.
But at the same time, it is what it is. If 10 or 5 good sponsors come through, Safa must cash in and take the money. But we will also love to see companies that will be there with Bafana.
Especially the companies that have been there.
Yeah, during the dry spells, you know.
I mean, Castle has been there
Yeah, you know,
for the
so-
longest time.
Yeah.
So
You know, taking nothing away from some of the sponsors that are coming in now, but you know, there are companies that were there with this team. You know, and they've toiled, and you know.
And I mean, the ones that are coming now, they understand the mileage they're going to get at the World Cup. There's so much you can get at the World Cup away from official tournament events. If you're a sponsor, I mean, sleeves are training and all those kinds of things. So there's a lot. They will pay the big bucks, but they know that they'll be on a big stage.
Because last week, you remember, we were with short travel, and you can see that people are really interested.
Yeah,
in
the interest is
traveling.
going to peak now that the team is qualified.
Yes.
Companies were
yes.
saying, I will talk to you after Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because so now they know where they stand. The team is qualified for the World Cup. There's no ifs and buts. We are going to the World Cup. It's done. So put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Help these players, and also it will be nice if some of the money will go to the players, because these are the guys who are suffering a lot. The officials.
I just want to close now on this discussion. Mtho, I don't like this group, how it's finishing. If you look at in fact here, even if you take the 3 points that Lesotho got in the boardroom, they still finish 9 points. In fact, they still finish 4 points ahead of Zimbabwe. And they've taken 6 points from Zimbabwe. And I'm looking at the Zimbabwean team that was playing against Bafana Bafana. Quality.
Yeah.
Quality players.
Yeah.
It's not right. Eh?
Look, I think there's been a lot of challenges with Zim. I mean, Brito, the Portuguese coach, started the campaign. He left, a local coach took over, and then Michael Nis took over. There's been so many changes, but the one thing that Brito complained about was poor administration. How the team traveled. So there were so many challenges around that. But you can see now with the coming in of Mobile Maquiz, the new
Yes.
You can see there's a bit of organization. They're a bit more organized. I mean, they chartered the flight from Durban to Polokwane for a dead.
We're being disturbed here. We're being disturbed by the World Cup bound analyst. The podcast is on.
We're not sleeping, Baba.
So the podcast is on. So
you must tell us where's the celebration. We need to come there.
So you're allowed to say whatever you want to say, and you are closer to the microphone now. So, but tell me, how is the mood in the camp?
No, we two words: belief mentality.
Wow,
that's it there.
Wow.
Belief mentality.
Yeah.
It was meant for us, but whatever is always meant for us, generally South Africa, it never comes easy to us. We believed. We've never stopped the belief. We've never ever stopped believing. We believe in our qualities. We believe in our work. We believe in executing. We've been in these matches, guys. We've been in these matches, not once, not twice. We've been in these matches of high consequence.
But what was the turning point? Because last Friday was really difficult one, and at some stage I felt like almost everyone around you was dropping you guys. All of a sudden there was doubt about Bafana, and I didn't understand where this thing is coming from.
Yeah, but people are doubting still a team that was 22 matches unbeaten.
Exactly.
How do you doubt a team? We did not lose.
On the pitch.
If you look even on last week's game, look at the chances that we created. That was typical us, balling behind and presence in the box, finishing our actions. The disappointment was just how poor we were in terms of our set pieces, But we worked on them because it's a tool that has taken us this far, We worked on them, and today I think for me we was so happy to score that third goal on a set piece. It was important, But
was that the analysis goal?
Yeah, 100%.
Of course, you'll say yeah.
I can show you 2 goals they've conceded.
Okay.
Look at the Zimbabwe game. In fact, they didn't concede. Look into the Zimbabwe game. The other one, Zimbabwe misses. The other one, it goes completely. The ball is delivered into the 6-yard. The goalkeeper doesn't come out. Nobody confronts the ball. So that is 100% from what we had analyzed in terms of their inability to deal with the ball in the near post and in the 6-yard area.
And even more important that it's Mahopa who scored it.
100%. And that was the plan. Evidence attack the near post. Put the ball in there. Because you can check, there's 2 corners against Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe nearly scored, and they actually considered, I think it was Nigeria, again a similar corner, a ball into the 6-yard area. So it's us as analysts who celebrate those moments because that's execution of a game plan. But most importantly, if you look at us Friday, also we had lost the element of shooting from afar, and it was key. Shoot. When we're in those areas, take a shot. We've got players with the technique to do that, We were not brave enough, and we wanted to get in behind and score combination goals, but the moment we never...
So what you say is you brought in someone that in Talenda Bata, he's going to shoot and he's going to shoot accurately.
He's going to come in late into the box and he's going to take a shot,
Yeah.
It's the doubt of the people is funny because how do you doubt this team? This is a team that qualified still with -3 points.
I think Mtho has got a question for you.
Quite interesting. It was going to be about the talent.
Yes.
Introduction in this game.
No, guys.
Yeah. So now.
The mentality of these boys is at another level.
Yeah, now, so I think we all want to... So where's the party? Where's the party tonight?
I'm on my way now. I'm waiting for my chauffeur to come and pick me up.
Go and enjoy.
Okay, no, go and enjoy. We'll join you later. It's on. We're being honored tonight. We're being honored by honor. Honor. The friend of the family.
All right.
Yes, guys.
Hey, Tara.
Sure.
Thank you.
See you in the US, eh? See you in the US, eh?
Yeah. Is your visa ready, guys?
See you in Mexico.
Sure,
I'm going
mate.
to Mexico.
Sure, mate.
I'm going to Mexico.
Well, talking of Mexico, that was the place where the coach last played the World Cup in 1986.
Wow. Wow. That is interesting.
And now, 40 years later, he returns.
Yeah, it's a full circle moment.
As the coach.
Yeah.
And where he's also retiring.
The Minister of Sport, I heard him saying that we will win the World Cup.
We'll have to see about that.
Well, I heard him say that.
No. I don't know, we're supposed to be joined by Usher here. But I think this discussion on this one, we're going to bring it down. I don't know because we've clapped Rwanda.
No, Usher is here. She's here. She's waiting in the wings. She has been warming up for the past 5 minutes.
No. I think we'll bring in Kat. So even the change, in football we do quick subs. Let's wrap up. Dube Mtende, thanks so much for coming through. We continue again, and this time around we are joined by the continent's finest, Usher Komugisha. Some know her as Ugandan, some know her as Rwandan, but we also know her to be coming from the Maghreb region. They also claim her in West Africa. And kanti napha eMpuma Koloni sithi this Gazelle. She comes there from the province of the leaders.
You're also claiming her.
The home of legends. But Dima's province.
Yes.
The international icon.
Yes, from Umtat.
Serious?
Yes.
No, Usher,
Yes.
I didn't know this.
I'm from Umtat. Look at me.
Yeah, but-
What do you mean? What are you saying?
I think I know you. Somewhere there. But you know when you
are an
told
African.
me that
I'm
you
an
are coming,
African.
when you are coming here, comrade, you are coming here. And you've decided after all the World Cup qualifiers.
Yes.
And I was like, you know, because we've been down for the past few days. I don't want to lie.
Before she answered, I told security at the stadium she must not go to our dressing room. She's bringing something here. She's going to finish us.
First of all,
Yeah.
I know I said I'm from Umtat, but
Yes.
I need you to understand that the translation of my name, Komugisha, is Umpo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I brought all
Gift.
the blessings.
Ah.
Because when have you scored 3 goals, comrade?
Ish.
I know, comrade,
No,
we've been
when-
scoring.
Why?
We've been
No,
scoring,
no, no.
comrade.
In this
In this
qualifiers,
group, in this qualifiers, I know we've been scoring. We gave Lesotho what? Okay, we gave
Lesotho.
Lesotho 2.
Lesotho.
We gave Lesotho 2.
Yeah, we've been lean.
Yeah.
But
now that you
qualifiers
say
or
it-
tournament football is less
Yeah.
about fancy stuff.
I understand
Get a job
that.
done.
But that's what I'm saying, that me, I came, I said, no, these people, I must come and bring the blessings, because
No.
you're not just representing South Africa.
Yes.
I know you're excited right now, Rainbow Nation, all of this since 2010. But guys, from where I was born on the equator, there's no other team coming down that is going to the World Cup.
Yeah, so we represent.
You're representing COSAFA
Yes.
and SECAFA.
Yes.
This is almost 30 countries
Just
that South Africa is representing. And I'm telling you, as someone who comes from a country that has never qualified to the World Cup, that everyone is going to be behind you. Plus also, this is the country of Brenda Fassie, so we're biased already. Exactly, Wena, exactly.
My black president.
You know how it is. You know, and you know I already know Nkosi Kelela. And now I added Sholoza. I'm good.
Now I believe the Mthokozisi story.
When I get your passport
I know. You must talk to the people.
and that permanent residency thing.
Yes, fine.
And I was sick and tired of you applying for visa
Yes,
all the
and
time.
I don't want to be in Gauteng. I'm there by the Eastern Cape.
We shall just give a diplomatic passport.
Thank you. Ngiyabonga. Thank
But
you.
tell me, looking at Group C, how important, we saw the big guns today, but a coach like Janet Rowe, he would have started to believe from the deduction of the points and then him assuming the position, coming to today and then everything just crashes. How do you think he feels right now?
After the September qualifiers, I actually spoke to him and said, wow, look at you, coach. Like, where did this even come from? Guys, just to paint a picture, Benin were playing their home games in Côte d'Ivoire.
In Côte d'Ivoire, yes.
So guys, it was going to be absolutely catastrophic
Yes.
that a country that does not even have one single stadium approved by FIFA to qualify ahead of the only African nation that has ever hosted the FIFA World Cup. You see what I mean? So of course I am so sure that he is shattered, disappointed,
Correct.
and would have wanted to take Benin to their first ever World Cup. But this is football. Sometimes you can only, fight that far. And I also think that the football gods decided. No, they decided. Because, even just looking at the players when they came onto the pitch, they knew that they were scared, but they had everything to lose. Because this, for me, is a defining moment in this current generation of players. You guys remember, and Hugo Broos spoke about this after the game. You guys remember, you would go to games to cover Bafana Bafana. And for us watching on TV, we're like, is this a friendly game, training? Where are the fans? Like, where are the fans?
I remember one game we beat Seychelles 6-0 at FNB Stadium. it was empty.
Yeah.
I think there was a time where Bafana Bafana, sometimes they would not even sell 1,000 tickets.
I know. Because, and you know 1,000 tickets in FNB is two people. Because we won't even know that these are 1,000 people because they're also like on the side with camera one. So no one can even see them on the other side, you know. But to see the way that Hugo Broos has turned things around, you know that we've been in the streets here in African football. You remember Hugo Broos winning the AFCON with Cameroon. And let me remind you that when he won the AFCON with Cameroon, this is when 8 of his key players had said we're not coming to the AFCON.
For Cameroon.
For Cameroon. 8 players. You know, including the real big boys. But he went to the AFCON in neighboring Gabon. Those two countries are like you and Zimbabwe.
Yes.
A lot of hatred there between the two, but he won the AFCON there. So he brought that experience.
And his starting lineup today was an all South African based.
More records for you. Because if you even get one of the other 8 teams that have qualified to the AFCON and say, we're just asking you to have 3 players who play at home in the starting 11. They'll say, no. We don't do that here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
See, I think just to add to what she's saying, Coach Ulani used to talk about the universe rewarding you.
Yes.
And you feel even with the trials and tribulations that we've been through, the mess by the administrators not doing the right things, the universe wanted to reward Hugo Broos.
Yes.
And you're talking about that moment where all those years ago he was a player at Mexico. Depending on where Bafana Bafana gets to play, he may actually go and coach in Mexico, where he last played. And he becomes now one of the very few coaches who have played and coached at the World Cup, which is quite significant for him. So, the
40
stars,
years later.
The stars align for him. As we said, this morning, Bafana Bafana was second on the log. 2 minutes into action, things change, So, and at some stage, Nigeria were actually on top of the log. It looked very, very bad for us, which means we had to go for the game. And Talan Mbata rocked up and scores that goal, and things changed. And from there, the momentum just carried the players. And when the fourth official put 3 up in the air, I kept on checking on the other side. It was 3-0 on the other side. It was done. We're at the World Cup, and we really cannot ask for more.
And that's where I want to go, because we always talk about big players and they must show up, and we've always sensed and believed that Victor Osimhen has got that in him, and today he took that by the scruff of the neck and led this Super Eagles team. We've always been saying him. I mean, even in Polokwane, after that game, you could see he was giving that talk and was very assertive. And today, he led by example, scoring that hat-trick. And I think there's no better player than to do that. And we know, Nigeria, you give them a second chance, they don't mess up.
Yeah, absolutely. Victor Osimhen, look at him at club level. In that game against Liverpool, everyone was like, wait, why is he playing in Turkey? So he's bringing that form and showing you that, yes, I'm a former African player of the year, deservedly, but I'm also Nigerian. Guys, after 6 games, Nigeria had 7 points. Nigeria had more than 3 coaches in this qualification campaign. And going to the World Cup, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, But he's shown that consistency. And we've seen him in the past, qualification for the AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire. He was the highest goal scorer on the entire continent. And speaking about, big players, Nigeria has that. And for this generation, it's been very important that he stands up tall and also shows the rest of the team that, they need to fight and bring pride to, the giant of Africa. But also, we've seen over the last 3 decades that every time you talk about Nigeria, there's always extra respect that goes to the squad that played at the 1994 World Cup. No one will ever forget that squad. In fact, at a certain point, someone was asking that, what did these guys do that they should claim, all this much importance globally. But that's what the World Cup does. Like right now, if you talk about South Africa going to the World Cup, every African right now, maybe outside of South Africa, is thinking about Siphiwe Tshabalala's goal. When you talk about the 2010, you're like, what were the memories from 2010 World Cup? Okay, Waka Waka the song, okay, great. Maybe the header from Robin van Persie, But Siphiwe Tshabalala's goal and the commentary that came with it from, of course, the legendary Peter Drury. Those things, they stay in your mind. And that's why it's important for this generation of Bafana Bafana players to go to the World Cup. Some of them have already played, in the US at the Club World Cup, with Sundowns, Ronwen Williams, and now they're going back. It's a big stage, guys. This is the high table of world football. Everyone is going to be talking about South Africa.
And Karisto, another romantic Bafana story, Coach Helman Mkelele is going back to the World Cup also.
Yes,
He was
actually
there.
I spoke to him.
He was there.
I spoke to him, Coach Helman Mkelele, because he was there in 1998.
Yeah, with Doctor
I was watching on your platform, FIFA Plus, because we've been watching under 20 there. So they also, when you're watching your country playing, they also give you the chance to watch the highlights. And I watched the game against Denmark. And I saw him there. I was like, hey, coach. And he's coming full circle. And I actually spoke to him about this.
That's a beautiful story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Having played, and that was our first World Cup.
And you must remember that team, which what Usher is saying, with the Nigerian team. We will always talk about that team of 1996 going to the World Cup in 1998 to say we need another team that can be as strong and as competitive as that one.
Yeah.
We have never come anywhere near, and these boys can go and do it. What if these boys can get out of the group at the World Cup?
Yeah.
It will be something unbelievable.
Time is not on our side. That card is kabooming. And now I want to move to the playoffs because the playoffs are going to be very interesting. And I think this one is going to be tough. This one is going to be tough. How many minutes? 10. Sure. Asha, only 10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm sure it should be enough with the playoffs.
It should be enough for the playoffs. But now I'm interested because you have Gabon, you have DRC, you have Cameroon, and you have Nigeria. And according to the system that is being used, it's going to be a ranking according to the latest FIFA rankings. And those rankings, obviously Nigeria is ranked higher here, then comes Cameroon, and then comes DRC, and then Gabon. So it means that Nigeria is playing Gabon. And then these two are playing against each other. Manawe.
Yes, indeed, Manawe. Manawe, indeed. Because, look, we always used to say that why is Africa getting 5 slots to the World Cup? Why? Because when, for example, you have your Senegal going and then Ivory Coast don't go, that generation of Ivory Coast is losing out on experiencing the World Cup. Now at least we know that 9 solid teams from the African continent are going.
Could be 10.
And they could be 10. There's a whole 9.5 situation there. But talking about these qualifiers, DR Congo will be kicking themselves literally. Literally.
That 20 lead
in Kinshasa
against the Teranga Lions.
Exactly. But you see, they were so excited, they got ahead of themselves and forgot that they were playing against former African champions.
Exactly.
And
close shop.
So much talent in that Senegalese team. And of course, coached by Pap Chow, who was in the 2002 World Cup squad with Senegal. But I think that De Sabre, they could be favorites. DR Congo.
Yes.
I know that Nigeria are now smelling.
De Sabre also worked in Uganda.
Yes. That's where Congo saw him actually because
top coach.
Yes, Uganda beat the DRC in the opening game
Sebastian,
of the. Yes. 2019 AFCON. But imagine a World Cup in the USA without Nigeria. Huge Nigerian community
I'm looking at their technical sponsor.
Exactly.
Being an American company.
Exactly. That would be a huge huge thing. You saw what happened when they announced that squad for, the jersey for the 2018 World Cup.
Yeah.
Sold out, 5 minutes, gone. Long, lines of people in London, everywhere in Europe,
The diaspora.
Yeah, in the diaspora. So it's also, of course, a commercial conversation here when you talk about Nigeria. 250 million plus people just in Nigeria. Not talking about diaspora in the US, in the UK, in Asia, but talking about the football. It's very tight. It's very tight.
But for Coach Eric Chele, I think if you look at his record, it has not been bad. Even in these qualifiers, for Nigeria. And I think for me, it's them showing up when it matters most. Even though, if you look at their game against Lesotho, I was like, Nigeria. Because Lesotho almost equalized, eh?
Yes, but guys, this is football. Because there's no one in the world that you can explain that South Africa drew with Zimbabwe in Durban.
But Zimbabwe did us dirty then.
No, but
then they go on loot to no.
See, the other thing that I've noticed about Nigeria, I think one thing that Nigeria must get right, and they'll go back to where they used to be, is to play more together as a team. They've got fantastic individual players, but they've struggled for the last while to really connect together. So they remind me of Belgium of the last few years.
Yeah.
Fantastic individual players, but as a team, they just can't click to go all the way and win something big. And that's where they are.
But you see, comrade, you have you have a good goalkeeper, you have good forwards, but the midfield, and that has been one of the standout areas, for example, for South Africa.
Yes.
If you take out Mokoena, take him out now, you're going to have a big problem.
Yeah.
You're going to struggle.
That's why you got a yellow card. Because you can't take him out.
See this guy now. See this guy. I could see everyone in the crowd was like, Hi, Bowman, what does this ref want to do to us?
This 10 minutes is finishing. Take nothing away from Egypt, who qualified from Group A, Senegal, South Africa, Morocco, Cote d'Ivoire, Algeria, Tunisia, Ghana. Those are returnees to the World Cup. The biggest story of this week. How many minutes? 7. That's enough. The biggest story of this week. The Blue Sharks of Cape Verde. Cape Verde. Well, people are excited in South Africa because they are going to see. They are going to see, at the World Cup. And also, they do qualify for the AFCON this time around, eh? Askis, they're coming to the AFCON. AFCON will be short of eye candy. But what a beautiful story. Yeah. I mean, we've spoken to Coach Beto, we've spoken to a number of people there, and it's a brilliant one to see them making it to this.
I wish that many South Africans or Africans would travel and go to Cabo Verde just to paint a picture. 10 islands, 9 of them habitable, so you can't stay on one of the 10. But this is a small, you have to go and leave maybe Praia and go to like another, island by boat or, but basically by boat actually, to go and see your friend like in Mpumalanga now. Would be taking a boat now from Johannesburg,
wow.
But these people, they came together as a nation, a little bit over 500,000 people in this small country off the coast of West Africa. To go to Cape Verde, you must fly into Senegal and then fly again to Cape Verde. So if you were leaving from here, you'd need 2 days. But this country, big hearts, and because I'm a basketball person, Cape Verde also qualified for the World Cup in basketball in 2023.
Wow.
And this is unbelievable.
Wow.
So the heart that they have, and they're playing in stadiums like small stadiums. Small stadiums, 5,000 people. Can you imagine that kind of stadium? Community, pushing each other and just, it's not easy. Guys, Cameroon.
Wow.
Cameroon have been to the World Cup 8 times.
8 times.
The most for an African team.
Yes.
And Cape Verde. denied them an opportunity to go automatically. A country with our our guy Andre Onana and all of them, Buemo, all these guys who play for big clubs, but also really Samuel Eto'o, a man who knows a thing or two about the World Cup.
Isn't he due for the next election now?
Yes, he's due.
And if his team is not going to the World Cup,
it's going to be under.
And there are already issues on other areas.
Yes, it's going to be very tough.
Not because of Cape Verde.
Because of Cape Verde, I'm sure that people in Cameroon are throwing their hands into the air.
Just on Cape Verde, you just also hope that this feat of qualifying for the World Cup will have serious benefits for that country.
Yes.
100%.
Tourism, let people go there. I'm sure people have been tricked now to say, what the hell is this Cape Verde?
Yeah.
People will go there. The country will boom economically, and myself, I would love to go, just to go and sort of as a journalist go and tell the story. Speak to people there. How did they do it? Who are these players? I mean, sometimes when teams from Cape Verde and these small islands come to South Africa, South Africans treat them with disrespect, calling them fishermen and all those kind of things. And go and see these people. Some of these players will find out they work normal jobs and then go and train in the afternoon. It will be a fantastic story to tell, because what has happened yesterday is something unbelievable. It reminds me of Angola, not so long ago, that qualified for the World Cup, out of nowhere. So once in a while, football gives us these beautiful stories, and we just have to be embrace, enjoy. That they're probably not going to do much at the World Cup, but just the fact that they've been there is something simply unbelievable.
And I must add, actually, still on Cape Verde going to the FIFA Basketball World Cup in 2023, their team, a club basketball team, Creo Star, qualified for the BAL.
Wow.
Here in South Africa, they played in the quarterfinals. Like they were counted among the top 8 teams.
In the quarterfinals?
On the African continent, here in Pretoria.
This year?
This year, 2025.
I remember that.
Yes.
I was with you there mainly.
Yes.
Because we're all rounders. We're all rounders. We're sports journalists.
Yes.
Finishing.
And the battery is also dying.
Is it?
So 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Well, I think for me, it's a very beautiful story. So representing Africa, I think this is not a surprise. Egypt, Senegal, South Africa, Morocco, Cote d'Ivoire, Algeria, Tunisia, Ghana. I think here, especially the domination by North African countries, but it's
4 or 5.
It's the state of African football. You've got core nations that have been. If you go to even the last AFCON, you look at how they finished there. Cote d'Ivoire, they are the reigning African champions. The 4 North African countries are always dominating, and I think it's fair. And also, it's good to see Ghana bounce back after not qualifying for AFCON. It's fair how these are nations that we can say, they will represent us.
And the semi-finalists from the last AFCON, 2 have qualified automatically. South Africa and the champions Cote d'Ivoire, and Nigeria and the DRC are in the playoffs. So not bad.
Not bad. I see 2 teams getting to the semi-final here.
2 teams?
Yeah.
Wow.
They must prepare these guys, because with these people, we're going to start hearing funny stories. People have not been paid, and that nonsense must not happen.
Please, I beg you. One of our colleagues in Ghana did an interview with the current Ghanaian president, who was president in 2014, when they had to fly a plane to Brazil to take the allowances, Mahama. And he said, of course, big regret, and he said this is not happening again.
It mustn't happen.
So I think we are in a position where on the continent this can no longer be part of the conversation, especially in that country.
These ones of yours.
Ish. I know, comrade, I'm out of it.
Hey, you see there, they must pay the staff who have not been paid for the past 3 terms first. But on that note, we say Jambo Africa.
Jambo Africa.
Asante sana.
Thanks for coming, Vija. Thank you very much.
Muévale, ño.